Today I'm going to do an unboxing video for my new welder, which is a TIG200 Squarewave, and it's an AC/DC 200 amp 110 220 volt welder. Here's what it comes with. This is what's included. Alright, I'm going to apologize up front for the sound because I am going to be over there and the camera is over here, so you can hear me really well right now, but that's probably going to change. So I've already got this open. Part of the reason is because I have upgraded the torch, and I'll get to that and I'll show you why. So first thing is, it comes with, it's a complete kit. So it comes with the torch. Now here is the torch that it comes with. It's a number 17 torch, like that, and it's a flex head, which means that you can bend it and it'll stay in that position if you want. I've never actually found a need for that, but I'm not a professional welder. I do a lot of welding. I also have a TIG cooler that I'll probably use for the heavier stuff. I actually have my old welder, which was a Lincoln as well, but it was an older technology transformer welder. But I had a number 9 torch on that, and it's considerably smaller, and I actually like that torch better. But because this is all brand new stuff, I figured I'll go ahead and just keep this torch here and kind of deal with the size. So that's the first thing that comes out of the box. Normally it comes with some torch accessories, and what I did was I traded that out, and that's because I wanted to have a gas lens. So what I did was I traded out, comes with a 3/32 and a 1/16 collet and everything, but I figured I'd be better off trading. So I traded those parts, the 1/16, the collet body in 1/16, the 3/32 collet body, and the collets in 1/16 and 3/32, for this right here. So this is a number 8. Comes with a, normally it comes with a number 7 lens, and I'm going to try to manually focus this and get this, because I think it's annoying when you're watching videos out of focus all the time. So let's see if I can do that. So there's the cup, the welding cup. Here's a spacer, and this is really the heart of the matter. Now, if you are not familiar with welding, the Collet Body, and I'll show you one right now. I'm going to put you on hold and go get one. So we're kind of losing our light here. So a standard Collet Body looks like this, and I don't know if anyone's ever explained, or if you're like a newbie, but the Collet Body, the tungsten, and the collet itself are all sized together. So this right here is sized with this, and it goes into there, and when it tightens up into the torch, and this is what tightens it on the back side of the torch, this screws in the front side, this screws in the back side, and in between goes the tungsten. And so when you change tungsten sizes, it's depending on the thickness of your material, you'll also change these 2 parts. So there's 3 parts to change: the tungsten, the collet body, and the collet itself. Now, this is a standard collet, so what ends up happening is your gas lens that screws on like this kind of directs the shielding gas, and the shielding gas is non-flammable. It just keeps it from oxidizing your weld and gives you a clean, contaminant-free weld. But you see these little holes right there. The gas comes out of that. It's directed by this, and that goes down, and it surrounds the tungsten. Now the tungsten is right here, and these all come in different types and sizes. So that's your standard. Now I started using these gas lenses a few years back, and I really like them because they direct the gas through the collet body, and it totally surrounds your tungsten. So your tungsten goes through like that, and you can see the gas is totally around there, and it just is a cleaner weld. I've noticed. I mean, there's a considerable difference. Once you use one, you'll know what I'm talking about. But so these are all sized together, and this goes in there like that. This goes in the back end of the torch, and like I said before, this goes in the front end of the torch. So I traded out the standard. I thought it was a good trade, so I got rid of a 16th and a 3/32 standard, and ended up with the gas collet body and the gas lens, and and this little spacer here. But that's not standard. So I mean, if you're at your local welding store, you can always bargain with them, even though you're buying a kit out of the box. You can ask them if they'll trade things out, and some of the stores will. So what else comes in the box? Let's see. So you get a, this is 110 volt, and like I said, it's a dual voltage machine. So the back of the machine is where this plugs in. It's a twist on. You push it in and you twist it, and that locks it in place. 110 or 220. And those cords come with. Then you get your, it's a really pretty nice unit. This is your amp controller. It's a your foot pedal, basically, is what everybody calls it. It comes with the gas hose, and also you'll get this, and this is for your shielding gas. One end goes into here, the other end goes into the back of your welder, and this end screws into your tank. And I use argon, but helium's getting kind of expensive. But you can mix the gases too as well. So there's that, and then in here is your ground. So it's a ground wire. It's pretty thick gauge, and it comes with a clamp. And then this right here is your stinger, your electrode for arc welding, because a TIG welder is also an arc welder. So you get both of those, and the packaging it's really nicely packaged. It's got this foam that's sprayed in, and it retains the shape of whatever it's sprayed around, and the welder itself. So let's pull this down, and I'll take it out, and you can see what the welder looks like. So this is the unit itself. And now for this, see if we can get a closer shot. I'm kind of losing my daylight here. And that's the TIG200. So there's a lot of videos online, but I thought I would do one just because I got a new welder. So this is your single knob for controlling. Right here you can control your AC balance. You can control the pulse time and the frequency. Right here's your selector. You can either go AC TIG, DC TIG, or stick weld. Now stick weld, nobody talks about this, but if you ever find the need to reverse the polarities, it's just a matter of unplugging your ground lead and your work lead and then just reversing them. And there's some pretty straightforward controls here where you can see where to plug your torches in. When you're doing TIG, you plug in on this side with a torch, and when you're doing the ground, you plug the ground in on that side. So let me show you real quickly how to assemble the torch. So here's your torch. This is what comes in the kit, and now we'll go back to manual focus again. See if we can get that focused in. There we go. So as I was telling you earlier, you get your collet and your electrode. You get this little spacer. So for the spacer, it goes right there like that. Your collet goes in there. Your collet body goes in. You screw this together. You can put the collet in from either side. Screw that in. Then you put your gas lens right here. That goes in next. And then on the back side, what you're going to do is you're going to take your, or actually you could feed this through the front, the tungsten, and you can see how it's pushing the collet itself out, which is fine. You just pull it out like that, put the collet around there, and then this is 3/32, so it's pretty thick stuff. I'm going to be welding something really thick a little bit later. And then you've got your back cap right there, and they come in different sizes: long, short, medium. If you're using a long tungsten, you'll use a long cap. So it's got an O-ring there to keep the gas in, and that's pretty much all there is to it. And you have your stick out there. That's the distance between the cup and how far out you want it. And there you go. Tighten that. Now, I've seen people over tighten this. They get really overzealous when they do that. They'll bend the collet. But that's basically your torch, and it comes with a nice sleeve also, a little sleeve to protect it. So that is your basic TIG200 from Miller, and we are quickly losing our light, so I'm just going to kind of scan over this, and we can see what we got here. And there's your gas regulator. Now, I didn't open these right now, but they're just leads. They're pretty standard. And here's the unit itself. And I'll give you a view around the side. It's a really pretty looking unit, I have to say. And here is the specs on the back. Let me see if you can see that. Gas goes in here, power goes in there, got a circuit breaker right there. When it overheats, it'll pop out and you just reset it. Got a fan here. This is not fan on demand, which means that as soon as you turn it on, you're going to have that fan. Not a fan of that system, but I got to tell you, the other one that I had, my other TIG welder was also a Lincoln, and it didn't have fan on demand either. So, and it had the same post flow. Post flow is when you have shielding gas, you have a pre-flow and a post flow, and what that means is once you hit the pedal, your arc starts and you start flowing the gas. Pre is before and post is after. A lot of people don't like that Lincoln doesn't give you an adjustable post flow on this. You basically, every time you let off the pedal, it's going to flow for 15 seconds. A lot of people online complaining about the gas. I think it is kind of a waste, but who knows if I ever modify that. This got a 3-year warranty, so it may be a while before I touch that. And next I'll set it up and do a little welding.